12-year-old Ayan sat bolt upright in bed, rubbing the sleep from his eyes. He thought he'd imagined until he heard the sound again. Clink, clink. His heart hammered against his ribs. He knew that sound. It was the distinct metallic tap of his robot toy's feet, the one his uncle had gifted him just last week. A small silver robot with glowing blue eyes and a wind-up key on its back. But Ayan never wound it up at night. And he certainly never left it on the floor. He cautiously pushed his blanket aside, his bare feet touching the ice-cold wooden floor. The noise had stopped, replaced by a silence so heavy it felt like a weight in the air. Ayan slowly opened his bedroom door and peeked into the hallway. Pitch black. He fumbled for the light switch, flipping it up and down. Nothing. The power was out. Swallowing hard, he whispered into the darkness. "Hello? Is anyone there?" Silence answered him at first. Then clink, clink, clink from downstairs. The robot was moving. A part of him screamed to stay put, to hide under the covers. But a stronger, more foolish curiosity pulled him forward. He tiptoed to the edge of the staircase, his eyes straining to see into the gloom below. In the faint, silvery glow of moonlight filtering through the window, he saw it. The little silver robot was standing at the bottom of the stairs, its body perfectly still, and it was facing him. Its blue eyes glowed with an intensity he'd never seen before, like two tiny cold stars. The key on its back began to turn, slowly, deliberately, on its own. Ayan froze, his blood running cold. The robot lifted one metal foot and took a step up. Clink. Another step. Clink. Ayan? A voice drifted up from the toy, not human, not purely mechanical, but a chilling, raspy blend of the two. "Ayan, come play." Ayan's breath hitched in his throat. "Whoa, who's there? How are you talking?" The robot tilted its head with a jerky, unnatural motion, like a puppet with tangled strings. Not alone, never alone. Suddenly, the robot's body twisted in a way that defied its own construction. Its limbs bent backward with a series of loud, sickening cracks. It began to crawl up the stairs much faster now, its metal feet scraping against the wood. Ayan stumbled back, a strangled cry escaping his lips, and ran back to his room, slamming the door shut. He threw his whole body against it, trembling from head to toe. The footsteps stopped right outside. Clink. Then a new sound. A scratch. The chilling sound of metal scraping against wood. "Ayan, let me in." The voice hissed from the other side. "No," he screamed, his voice cracking with terror. The door handle rattled, and then the door began to creak open inch by horrifying inch, even though he was pushing against it with all his might. The little robot slipped through the gap, its bright blue eyes like small, malevolent flames in the darkness. It stopped in the center of the room, perfectly still. Then, the robot's chest cavity split open, its metal plates peeling back like the petals of a grotesque flower. Inside, Ayan saw something that made him want to scream. Tiny, intricate gears were grinding together, soaked in a dark, sticky fluid. In the center of the mechanical mess, something pulsed rhythmically like a grotesque heartbeat made of machinery. The robot whispered, its voice filling the room. "I walked alone for years. I needed a friend. I chose you." Ayan scrambled backward, pressing himself into the corner of the room. "Go away," he pleaded. The robot lifted its little metal arms. "We play forever." The room plunged into an unnatural cold, a chilling wind whipping through the air even though the windows were sealed shut. The robot's shadow grew, stretching long and crooked across the floor, swallowing the room in an inky blackness. In a desperate act, Ayan grabbed his flashlight from his nightstand and flicked it on. The powerful beam of light hit the robot squarely, and it vanished. Just like that. The room fell silent. Ayan stood there, gasping for breath, his hand shaking. It was over, until he heard the sound again, right behind him. Clink, clink, clink. He turned, the flashlight beam swinging wildly across the room, and then it dropped from his trembling hand, clattering to the floor. The light flickered once and went out.